Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. And again, thank you for being here today. As he said, my name is John Russell, and I have the pleasure of serving as treasurer for the Regional Arts Commission. It is my honor to welcome you here today. For the first time in more than 2 years, the Regional Arts Commission of St. Louis is proud to announce more than $1.15 million in new grant funding for local artists, arts programming across the region. In St. Louis City and St. Louis County, 94 program support grants will be awarded to organizations just like Artists First here in Maplewood. These organizations do amazing things in our community, from cultural festivals and neighborhood beautification programs to children's programming and art therapy. Each organization is doing their part to make St. Louis a better place through the arts. Meanwhile, 85 local artists will receive funding through RAC's Artist Support Grants. Artists like local photographer and visual artist Jess Doogan, and actor, director, and textile artist Maya Singh. Each grant given to a local artist serves as a catalyst for their career development. The grants are designed to be flexible and accessible, encouraging creativity, innovation, and sustained commitment in artistic work. The power of the arts cannot be understated in the St. Louis region. In St. Louis, we boast more than 400 arts and cultural nonprofits, as well as dozens of for-profit entertainment venues. The St. Louis arts and culture sector brings in nearly $600 million in economic activity every year. It provides more than 19,000 full-time jobs. It also draws more than 12 million visitors to the region every year. And I love this because it's more than sports bring in. For St. Louis to thrive, the arts must thrive in St. Louis. Today, Regional Arts Commission is humbled to deliver much needed funding to the artists and arts organizations who are helping ensure a full creative life for every St. Louisan. And it wouldn't have been possible without the hard work and dedication of the RAC team and the leadership and President and CEO, Vanessa Cooksey. Vanessa, I'd like to turn the podium over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you all for being here. I'm especially grateful that the mayor of Maplewood, Kylan Knapper, is joining us today. Thank you so much for being here, Mayor. I am overwhelmed with joy right now. Today is a manifestation of great optimism and teamwork. St. Louis's artists and arts organization believe in RAC's work and mission, and over the last 2 years, they have extended to us immeasurable kindness, grace, and gratitude as we wrestled with losing more than 50% of our revenue and staff, as well as our grant-making technology, all at the same time. Grant-making is the cornerstone of RAC's work, and in alignment with our current strategic plan, we took several steps to ensure this year's process was more efficient and effective for our grantees. For example, we shortened the application, and we did not require matching funds, which made our grants more accessible. We also surveyed our applicants to collect feedback on how to improve our grant making for 2023 and beyond. Nearly 66% of program support grant applicants agreed that no matching requirement made it easier for them to apply for a grant this year. This is especially true for small arts organizations. Additionally, more than 75% of all applicants were satisfied with their experience applying for a RAC grant. I am also pleased to share that the regional distribution of our 2022 grant making is very impressive. In St. Louis City and County, 49.2% of zip codes are home to a program support grantee. Artist support grantees are 80% 80.6% live in 80.6% of our zip codes. There are an average of 5 grantees per zip code in the city and the county, and at least 1 program support grantee serves residents living in every zip code in the city and county. And on average, each zip code has 9 arts organizations. In the zip codes with large clusters of our grantees, like in Grand Arts Center, there are more than 20 organizations offering programs to residents from all over this region and visitors from across the world. This is a great milestone victory for us. With limited staffing, a new grant-making system, and more equitable grant-making policies, RAC opened the Program Support and Artist Support grant application in February of this year, and now just 4 short months later, we will be paying these grants in full and having a positive impact on our community. As we make the case to our elected officials in St. Louis City and St. Louis County to receive for RAC to receive a direct allocation of American Rescue Plan funds to support the arts sector, they can rest assured that we will continue to be transparent and effective stewards of public dollars and the public trust. To help bring this data to life, we've invited 3 of our grant recipients to talk about what RAC's financial support means to them in their work in our region. So first, we will hear from our gracious host for today's event, Sheila Surdwala, Executive Director of Artists First. Sheila?
Thank you and welcome to Artists First. We're very honored and humbled to host this press conference, and thank you, Vanessa. Artists First is an inclusive nonprofit art studio, multimedia art studio, open to everyone. We specifically bring art to populations that might not have access. We believe that art should be for all. I want to thank Vanessa and the commissioners at Regional Arts Commission. They have truly led the way in the last 2 years plus, navigating a very difficult time for all of us. They have been the example of stewardship and courage to continue the work through the pandemic. They have been supportive, and Artists First is incredibly grateful to once again partner with Regional Arts Commission. And perhaps most importantly, the money is very much appreciated. Thank you. But perhaps most importantly is Regional Arts Commission's championing and support of artists of all abilities. And so I am very grateful, and I thank you and congratulations. You have been a great example to arts organizations, big and small. Oh, I would like to introduce Maya Singh.
Today is called the Feast of Crispian. He that outlives this day and comes safe home will stand a tiptoe when this day is named and rouse him at the name of Crispian. Then will he strip his sleeves and show his scars. Old men forget, yet all shall be forgot. But he'll remember with advantages what feats he did that day. Be in their flowing cups freshly remembered this story. This story shall the good man teach his son, and Crispian shall ne'er go by from this day to the ending of the world, but we in it shall be remembered. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers, for he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother. Be he ne'er so vile, this day shall gentle his condition. And people in England shall now abed, shall think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their manhoods cheap while any speaks that fought with us upon St. Crispian's day. That's an excerpt from William Shakespeare's play, King Henry V. Hello, everyone. I'm Maya Maedel Singh, and I am an actor, director, educator, and textile artist, wife, mother, and now I have great gratitude to say that I am an honored recipient of the Artist Support Grant. I'm so thankful for that opportunity. Thank you. I was born and raised right here in St. Louis, Missouri, And I have received a bachelor's and master's degree from Washington University. My mother, Carol Shaw Page, a trained dancer in her youth, is also an alumnus of WashU and was among the recipients who started the African American Studies Department in the 60s. My father, the late Charles Bobo Shaw, who was an artist in resident at the time, they met each other at school, it was a jazz musician and a founder of the Black Artists Group in St. Louis. So the arts have always been a constant heartbeat, boom, 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 and a place of balance throughout my life. As a child, my mother would read to me stories. And then when she come home from work after doing 12-hour shifts at Jewish Hospital, I would go in the mirror and I would recreate those stories and create just a fun land for myself. Over the years, I had the opportunity to travel abroad and perform at Shakespeare's Globe in London, England, and locally, St. Louis Shakespeare Company, St. Louis Black Repertory Company, the Repertory Theater of St. Louis, and numerous voiceover and TV film credits. I have taught theater classes for inner city youths at COCA, Urban Arts Program, the St. Louis Black Rep Company's Summer Conservatory, and the Repertory Theater of St. Louis's Wise Right Festival. Gitana Productions' Global Education Program is where I taught children from Afghanistan, Iran, Mexico, Africa, India, Peru, and Bosnia at the Hodiamont Housing Complex in the inner city. In the summer of 2011, I met my husband in Paris. And we were able to, when I was able to bring him to America, we started a business that represented his culture and mine, a mixture of Punjabi Indian culture and my roots from Africa. And our company, Theatre de la Rue, was born. Theatre de la Rue is a home decor business where I create handmade giant pillows and quilts from tapestries from around the world. Our fabrics are based in African and Indian. We had become the new buzz in town. People around from far and wide would come to see us at Soulard Market, and they would say, "Hey, did you see the big pillow lady?" But then the pandemic hit, and it caused us to shift our company in a new direction, focusing on making pillows that gave meditation and prayer and a sweet refuge for mental health. During the pandemic, I lost my close friend and fellow artist. He took his life because he did not have an opportunity to act, and it wasn't publicly known that this was his form of therapy for mental health. And when the door was closed, he digressed because he was always dependent on the arts to give him balance. And this grant will help me launch our theater side of the company, which has taken a back seat for so long. When I told my friends about this wonderful project and this opportunity that the RAC had given me, it sparked a fire in them that they would be able to perform again. And this is why supporting the arts in St. Louis is so very important. Thank you very much. Thank you to RAC. Thank you to everyone here. And now I would like to bring to the podium Jess Doogan.
Hello, everyone. Wow, I'm so honored to be here and to follow that. I am not a theater artist, so I'm going to have a slightly different tone, but thank you so much for inviting me to be here today. I'm really thrilled. My name is Jess Doogan. I'm an artist. I work with photography, and my work primarily centers around issues of identity, and in specific, I've focused on gender and sexuality, often working within LGBTQ communities. I show my work nationally and internationally. I recently had an exhibition at the St. Louis Art Museum, and I'm really happy to say they just acquired 6 pieces for the permanent collection with a lot of local art support. So I'm really thrilled about that, and for a little show and tell, I recently published a new monograph called Look at Me Like You Love Me, and it has a collection of 60 photographs and personal narrative writings, and we held the inaugural launch here in St. Louis through a partnership with the Kranzberg Arts Foundation and Left Bank Books. So that was very exciting. My story with RAC, I moved to St. Louis 8 years ago with my partner. She's on faculty at the Brown School at Washington University, and landing here was a little bit random for me at first, and I quickly found my arts community, made connections with local organizations. My first grant from RAC was an artist support grant in 2016. I was just out of graduate school. I was setting up my studio and my career, and this allowed me to purchase a computer and backup hard drives, which is really the life force of what I do. I photograph digitally, and my files and my ability to work are really everything. So I'm still using this exact system today, and I'm about to replace it with this new grant. In 2016, I also got the Artist Fellowship, and as you know, this was a $20,000 grant, and this was hugely pivotal to me being able to go from doing a bunch of freelance hustles to focusing more on my work, and this allowed me to shift to being a full-time artist, to really take that leap, and that's something I'm very happy to say I'm still doing today. I got another artist support grant in 2019. Thank you, RAC. And with this grant, I produced a traveling exhibition of a project called To Survive on This Shore, which was a series of photographs and interviews with transgender and gender-expansive older adults. So there was a traveling museum exhibition, and parallel, I received funding from RAC to produce a community exhibition that would bring this project outside of art spaces. And so we exhibited this work at the Central Reform Congregation here in St. Louis. Then we literally put it on a cart and wheeled it across the street to the Unitarian Universalist Church, and it had a run there. Then it was on view at the Brown School of Social Work at Washington University. It's traveled to the University of Denver, the University of Illinois, and that continues to travel. So thanks to RAC, that exhibition has reached a lot of people who don't go to museums, don't go to galleries, but perhaps could benefit from seeing this work. The grant I just applied for will replace my computer system, which, as I said, is the core of everything I do, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity because these larger expenses are so significant to artists, and having that support really makes it possible. I plan to use it for another 6 years at least, hopefully longer. And, you know, the Regional Arts Commission is so important to artists in St. Louis. It's been so important to me. It's been hugely important over the past 8 years and has made so many things possible. I love living in St. Louis. I'm committed. I'm here, and RAC is a big part of what makes my creative life possible. So thank you so much. Oh, and I'd like to bring Vanessa back to the podium for some closing remarks. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Jess. This is what we do. This is the return on investment. This is the change, the transformation, and the work of RAC in creating a full creative life for every St. Louisan. As I close, I want to thank our commissioners, led by Chair Cheryl Walker. Commissioners, please stand and be recognized. I also want to thank each and every one of RAC's dedicated team members. This team brings their best thinking and skills to every situation and lives our creative values every day. If you're a team member at RAC, please stand, wave your hands, and we can say thank you. So as I close, I would like for you to please remember to connect with us on social media and visit our website, racstl.org, for a full list of our 2022 grant awards. We also encourage you to learn about our great events that are coming up this fall. We hope you will join us. We thank you all so much for being here, and we hope you have a safe, healthy, and creative summer. Thank you so much.